into right now because Euphoria Mornings got the re-release. That hasn't happened yet, I don't think. Or
It did.
It did just
like
happen.
a week, 2 weeks ago.
So how on hand were you for that? Like, was this a thing where you had to listen to Euphoria Morning over again, and did that have any influence per se, like having to concentrate on that era of your life as we're talking about nostalgia, on this new record?
No, the only thing it did, for me was I think there was an essence of convenience to it, where the record company looked at it as, okay, we have this in our catalog, and Chris is putting out a new solo album, and this is his first one, and people love it, and so we'll press it to vinyl because we never did.
But if you were being sarcastic or not, that like half the record's about your wife.
I think that half of all my records are
well, I looked at that.
My wife, at least. Everyone if I look back and kind of, it's a good 2 to 4 songs per, but a solo album, she's gonna have half. And I think that my kids make it in there too, in the way that I think it's just sort of the natural course of songwriting when your life really outside of your career is your family all the time. It's gonna be what you're thinking about.
You're bringing your family into your life more and more. I mean, I saw the video of you and your daughter up there. Are both your kids like wanting to be musicians? Are they on their way to being musicians?
Both of them definitely dabble in different aspects of being musicians and music, and appear to have sort of talent in a lot of different areas where it's almost kind of like, well, whatever you decide you want to do, you can do.
Right.
My feeling is support them more in those areas where they want to do something.
Have you turned into the old guy who's like, damn kids and your damn music?
No.
Whatever they're listening to,
No. I recently watched this news report on CNN about parents and their teenagers with the internet and handheld devices and different ways of communicating through the internet and social media and that kind of stuff. And what was weird is a lot of these parents were younger than me, and a lot of them had no knowledge of what their kids do and what music they listen to and like what. I haven't really pointed them in any direction in terms of what I think they should appreciate artistically, because I think that's a big mistake.
Sure, that's because they rebel against that. That's what
you're going to get the opposite.
Like mine's still young enough. Mine's 8, so he's like, he's okay with me.
Yeah,
kind of. And I just kind of nudge it in there a little bit.
The only thing I ever did was when I heard. Now, I don't remember what it was. It was Pandora or Spotify or something. My son was listening to what sounded like AC/DC songs from the other room, and I thought, I was listening to AC/DC. He chose that, and I thought, that's great. And then I thought, wait a minute, that's awful. And I went and I looked, and it wasn't, because they didn't license it.
Yeah.
So it was like LA Guns or something. It was some LA Guns or something. It was some LA rock band doing their whole catalog. And so I had an iPod full of thousands of songs, and I just gave it to him, and I said, you gotta listen to the right stuff. And but no, I think they exposed me to things that I otherwise would not.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come across my plate. It just wouldn't. And so I think there's an exchange that happens, and I think that for me, at least, being a musician, I can connect to almost anything. But I'm still going to have that.
Sure.
I think I have that in the context of analog music versus with Obama. There was a certain amount of fear in regard to like what would happen if he didn't win. It felt almost like there was a damage control scenario there, and I think I'm sort of in a lot of ways that's how my thinking works when it comes to politics and when it comes to elections. It's like, okay, who's going to get nominated? And then, what is the sort of the lesser of two evils in a way? And I think with Obama, it was very clear. Mm-hmm. There was no confusion in regard to that. And we'll see how things play out now. But this is not something. There's nobody that's inspiring me really.
It's pretty wacky out there.
Yeah, I also in sort of paying paying attention in the last 8 years, and really focusing on how events have taken place. I feel like it's going to take a lot more than any particular administration to make any real change, and I'm not sure, other than barring some sort of breakdown in how this country is run, which is probably going to have to be a financial one, that you're going to see any real effective change. I think it's this constant sort of push-me-pull-you scenario that just keeps living on, and we keep sort of scotch taping everything together, and at some point it isn't going to work.
I just think
It's
people
not
are
gonna
lazy.
hold.
That's
Yeah.
what,
I think they are too.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing. I really, really do love Higher Truth. I know we didn't get to talk about it as much as I wanted to, but it's a beautiful record. You've